So I got a couple of things to do. Not a long live here, um, but people that are watching this after the fact, I highly suggest you join us live because it's a whole lot more fun. That said, yeah, I have a toolkit to pack up. Just wanted to show you something on the 266, a spacer to put on the 262, something about the 272, and then we're good, I think. I'll bring you up here and see what's what. A whole lot more fun to join us live. So if anybody watching this later, I suggest you try to make live. Let's see here, my videos. Bring it up here that way I can read comments. James is here, good. 3 people here. Who's here? Alright, I got coffee. Hiding back here. So, figured out what was up with the 266 as far as the throttle goes. High idle. I ended up taking off Leatherwood. Haven't seen you around here before. Welcome. Normally I go live in the evening, but I needed to put a toolkit together for Mitch. Mitch wanted a toolkit. So let's do that first, and then we can get that out of the way, and then go after all this other randomness. Leatherwood, the beauty of live here is that you get to ask questions, comments, you know, whatever. We mainly talk about chainsaws, but I don't know if you're familiar with the channel, but like I said, we mainly talk about chainsaws. Toolkit, right. And women. But if we get stuck on the topic of women, it might be a while, you know. Okay. I'm really down to. I think I'm down to like 7 kits in stock. I don't have much. I already emailed my machinist. Let him know that I'm gonna keep clamoring here soon. Watch a few bolt for bolts. Appreciate it. You're welcome. You're welcome. Probably the most boring things ever, the bolt for bolt videos, but useful when you need them. And I've even gone back on my own videos to see how the heck I did something, you know. I don't know, how did I do that? I've used my own videos as a reference more than once. So what I'm doing now is I'm just cleaning burrs off of tools here. These are the crank tools. And this is what I consider a main kit. It's not necessarily a complete kit. It just covers about 90% of the saws you might want to put together. And I do have these in stock, so I don't know if you rebuild saws or not, but if you're interested, this is basically what you see here is $170 shipped to the USA. But I'm more or less done with doing the bolt for bolt stuff just because A, it's so boring. It's just really, really, really time consuming. And there's very little reward, you know. So I do most videos live these days, so either I come up with something interesting for you guys and we chat, or I don't come up with something interesting and we've got nothing to talk about, and like James says, resort to other topics. Fall right through, you know. Okay, let's get out. Okay, so Mitch, these are for you. I don't know if Mitch is watching, but Mitch, this set is for you. Okay, hit the handle. Hey, Brandon. Yeah, easy day. Trying to organize some of this stuff a little bit. So I've got stuff for a few more kits. So here's a main kit right here. This is for Mitch. Flywheel side rod, M10, M12, and 14. Handles, nuts, and washers. Ready to go. That's it. I do tend to use kind of wonky packing materials because this is what I have. You know? And the one thing, Mitch, I'm sorry to say you're not getting, I don't have stickers. I'm out. Doc, if you remind me later, I will send you one. But you got to remind me in like a month. Mitch, this is your kit, buddy. Packed live. There you go. Okay, while we're live here, let's look at the 272. Is running good. The only thing I had forgotten is this stupid washer inside of here, which was letting the starter have way too much play. All better now. The washer's in. We're tight. So now I can bring this back out to the shed. So we're good there. That goes back out to the shed. Okay. Next thing is this 266. It just won't hold high idle. And as it turns out, the throttle itself is buggered in there. And when I take this apart, we'll go through that. I'm waiting for the part. I'm also waiting for a new gas cap. This gas cap just won't hold, anything. So that's the update there. One last thing for you guys is the 262. Hey, Jesse. You made it during the day. A little bit of cleanup here to do, and then we'll look at this 262 really quickly. This spacer that I needed for the 262, of course. Gas. This is not even really not really a gasket. It's just a spacer. Goes between the muffler and the muffler deflector shield. So let's take the top cover off here. It's easiest to do this without the top cover on. Joe, the trigger's buggered. I can already look in there and see that there's essentially no catch. There's no catch. So it's done. So I've already ordered a new trigger. I'm going to wait until I actually get it in hand to take it apart, but I can already see that the trigger is definitely cooked. which is probably not typical, but leave it to me to find something on a chainsaw that ain't typical. This is just the 262 that I had been working on, and it didn't have a spacer, so there's the spacer, here's the deflector, and I can stick this right back on there. But before I do that, might as well look at the head and see how she's doing. That's nice. And then a couple of random scratches. I mean, that's pretty darn good. It's wet in there, so that's nice to see. If I could have only one saw, it's a tough question. My favorite saw certainly is a Husky 394, although it's kind of a toss-up between the Husky 350 and the 394s. I think we'll let that play out there. If I get a saw, then probably the Husky 372, just because it's so versatile. But I think that's kind of like a universal answer. Kind of the answer that everybody gives, you know. It's not really my favorite necessarily. Would it be the most functional for just about anything you want to do? Yes. But it's not necessarily my favorite. You know what I mean? I know, Joe. If you're here, you really want me to do the pull it apart, then I will. It just tends to be like, I don't know, awesome. How else are you supposed to describe it? It's a cool saw. If you start with the bottom end, I like the fact that it uses the same seal and the same bearing on both sides. For me, that's actually a pretty significant thing. Now, that's not what most guys would say, but for me, that's pretty significant. I love the power, the handling. They're heavy, but the power is excellent. parts availability. I mean, there's all kinds of different things that contribute to being a favorite. Just, just like the way it feels. The only thing I got to do on this is the clutch and just let it be a straight swap sometime. So remember the black top on the this is the 262, the black top, the one that was painted with the broom. You don't remember that? Steve showed up. That's good. Just need to replace this clutch because the clutch is engaging way too early. Loosey goosey. Joe wanted me to do this, so we'll do it. So on this 266, hey, Chris made it good. I mean, bad. I mean, whatever, you know. I need a new gas cap. That's the problem. But I have a new one on the way. Okay, so what we actually need to do, I'm pretty sure the trigger's buggered. So let's pull the trigger out. I have a new trigger ordered and a new gas cap, so we should be good there. So I think we need to remove the AV mounts. I'm not sure. I've not done this particular swap before. Yeah, Joe, my hand certainly goes to my 272 before the 372. I'm just thinking of like, I don't know, practicality, overall parts availability, if there's one saw left. I've been running my 272 lately. I have. I have my 372s. They're probably more powerful. You're still at work? You're watching me at work? It's okay. It's a business thing. That's fine. Is there a saw? Yeah, my first number one most hated saw to work on would be a Stihl 029 or 290. I will not work on 290. just starting to peel, so I wonder if I can. Hey, Nikki, you made it. Great. Yeah, the 288 is certainly a very popular saw to gush over, you know. Let's play with this a little bit and see if we can get this a little bit more smooth. I mean, from last night, it took me a bit to do this, and now that I've done it once, I want to try to get it a little more smooth. So last night Joe suggested that this might be at fault for the high idle not being present. So the first thing in my mind to do then was obviously take this out. Just the two roll pins come out. And the nice thing about this was it just slid out the front this way. Of course now it's not. Oh, the spring in here moved, so that's why. The spring. This slides out the front that way. Now, getting this back in was a bit of a different trick. Yeah, just about everybody hates working on the Minimax. I've never done it. I have no need to do it. There's just no need for me to bother. So I'm going to kind of assume that when you push that pin out, you're basically good to go on this. Question is what to do with that spring. Let's see if I can reintroduce this. Get the spring kind of sprung a little bit. Nope, the spring is not sprung there. And up and out. Because I think the roll pin needs to go through this hole. So I wanted to get this a little bit more smooth than I had it last night. Last night was not smooth. So let's practice this. That goes up and under. Spring the spring. Let this come up. Slide this through, hold this down. Oh, okay, shouldn't have held it down. You can feel it when the spring hasn't engaged. So maybe don't hold it down. We're going to keep practicing here until we get this smooth. You know what I mean? And by the way, in case anybody was wondering, I was hoping to get parts for the Volvo today. That is not happening. I thought they were coming in today. Turns out they're coming in next Tuesday. Great. Where did that just go? Gone. Oh, he's here. There. Now I can feel a little bit of tension on the spring. So now I can put that through there. And then, if I remember right, I put that through there, but I'll use another. Nope. Something missed. Something missed. It's like it slipped, moved, missed something. It's almost like it goes to the side or some dumb thing. It doesn't make any sense. Joe, I'm trying to get this to be less fiddly. Got it last night. Don't know why. There, now I can feel that the spring has actually caught. That goes there. And if you press too far down, something moves. No, the trigger. Well, the trigger is actually the issue. Joe was thinking it was this. It's not. But I'm just trying to get it to where. How do I put this in? Like, what's the actual technique to get this in? I want to get it repeatable because I did it last night, and I want to get it repeatable. Okay, so as soon as you feel like a little bit of springiness, should be able to hold it down. Put your roll pin in. And then be able to put your upper roll pin in too. But see, this is just not holding high idle. So that's correct. Press the roll pin back out. Let me see if we can do it one more time. As it's sliding, as this is sliding in, the spring here needs to effectively collapse down. No, I'm good, really. I don't need that kind of science in my life. It didn't catch for some reason. I think the spring itself has got to engage almost back here and then slide it up. Okay, then what we do is put something in, simulating the roll pin at the top, all the way down on the bottom, and then roll pin on the bottom, and now you've got it. So there you go. Yeah, I had actually thought of the floss idea. It's not a bad one. But that's about as smooth as I can make that. Okay, now let's undo it again. Sometimes you can bring it out the back. Sometimes you bring it out the forward. Whatever. Just don't lose the spring, like I was about to. Okay, let's see if we can tap this out. Just the throttle pin here. That pops up. Okay, well that'll be easy. Then all you do is spring the spring here. Try not to slice your finger. And then slide that back in. And then once you lift it up, the spring just gets sprung again and no big deal. So let's have a look at this. See, well, I wanted to have the permanent one here, but since Joe's here, this is broke off right here. No catch. So, new one on the way. All right, you guys really want to try it with floss? Thanks. All right, hang on. I gotta find the floss. I'm pretty sure I had it in here. Somewhere. The questions will glide. Hang on, let me go get some floss. Let's see. Try with floss. All right, here we go. I wonder what will hold it. It's a spring. It's liable to come flying back at me. That's tied with floss. Let's see. Tap in a roll pin here just to. Doesn't look like it matters. Tap in the roll pin. Let's just put this in there. And we'll hit it with the nippers. because that's easy. Oh. Nope. At least that is not necessarily the trick. Know what I mean? Because it sprang in a funny way, and now it's somewhere else. I used too much. No. Use plenty. Fine, I'll use one piece. See if this changes anything. No. I need to use more. Again, floss. Now I gotta slice that. So let's put the top one in first. Nope, let it go. No spring. It gets let go at the wrong spot. Is it easier without the trigger there? Okay, I made sure the spring was engaged there. Nope, no spring. working there either. The spring just has to be in just the right stinking spot. Let's see if we go this way. That feels a little better. Click. The spring goes off to one side or another, so I don't know what the deal is here. The high will be fixed. I just wish there was some spot for this spring to properly sit, and I don't see one. If there was a little catch, something anywhere down here, it would help. But there is not. It's like you got to start it from as far back as you can. This is hard. See, what would be nice is if we could stick the roll pin in and like grab. Oh, maybe we can. Wait a minute. Maybe that's the way to do it. That might actually be the ticket, but I have to get it lined up just right. To stick the roll pin in, I can't go that way. Click. Up. Where's my other? That has to be the way to do it. Okay. Again, try it again. Spring in with this arm down sideways and roll pin through the eye on the spring. Get that spring centered more or less. You want the spring to sit right in this channel. So you bring the operator presence lever back through here, nice and carefully. Slide the roll pin up top, and you have it. That's it, right there. Did it twice, reliably. That is the way to do it. But you have to, you can't do this with this on the unit. It's way easier, now that I've seen it done, way easier to have this off the unit. And it's really not that big a deal at all to take this off. Yeah, I guess I used to do all kinds of stuff like that in dentistry. You use wax to hold something. You absolutely can do that. Here, this makes super sense. Yeah, the catch on the trigger is broken off. The catch in here is fine. So, brand new trigger coming. But yeah, Craig, this is a challenge. And I get 10 people watching me do something super fiddly. Sorry guys, this is just one of those things that's just like, gotta get it, But that's definitely how to do that. And then you should be able to stick the trigger assembly here, pull the spring back, and then let it go, and then slide the whole thing in. Yeah, that won't be a problem at all. Cool. Yeah, there's several different ways. I did get it last night. I don't know whether I got it out of luck or whatever, but doing it on the saw is more luck than anything. Certainly it makes sense to do it off the saw. Get the middle roll pin in the center of that spring. Now let's do it with the actual roll pins, because I won't need to do this again, hopefully, for a very long time. Yeah, Craig, you're right. It's these little things that'll just eat at you. All right, let's put the roll pin in. I remember I had tried this way, but it was actually on the saw, so it didn't work. Roll pins in, and now I've got the spring captured, so the spring really can't go anywhere. The key here is to get this effectively sprung down a little bit and on the center of the catch here. Let's see what we can do with the screwdriver. Yep, it's on the center of the catch. You'll hear it kind of click in. This comes back up. My roll pin, wherever that might be. Here it is. And your operator presence lever is back. There you have it. So, did it for real. There you go. That's it. I won't have to do that, hopefully, for a very long time. But now I know how to do it, and next time I'll probably forget. this roll pin first off the saw. Okay. That's it for now until I get more parts. So I'm waiting on parts for that. That's coming. The 262 is good until I get the clutch. And I'd say that's about that for now. I'm gonna go and lay down for a little while. It's time, and I will basically chat with you guys later. Questions, comments, anything else, guys? Oh, Arnold, do you think the catch for that spring is on the trigger? No. The catch for this spring that's under here is the base of this. Otherwise, if it was over there somewhere, it wouldn't work. So, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Mitch, Tool, in case you're watching this later, tools are packed up. They're going to go out this afternoon, assuming that the guy hasn't come already. Let me go do that right now. Take care, guys. Have a great day.